hey, I need your help again. Man, you guys have been great. Or the past few months, you really helped me a lot with your information and expertise. I mean, you helped me beta test my new website. You helped me discover ways to get rid of all the extra suits I have to nonprofit organizations and everything. So I'm looking for help again. And actually, it's about Google. My problem is I really feel that, people who are not sophisticated enough in searching for help on the internet will get trapped into thinking all the answers are going to be, if they put in Google, they got all the information they want. No, it doesn't work that way. And see, to me, what's a problem with Google, and I've talked about this earlier, is that, man, you get overwhelmed with information. Like if you're looking for free money to pay a bill or something like that, man, you're going to get 50 million websites, and actually on the first 5 or 10 pages, most of those people, want to sell you something. So the people are out there, like the government programs or nonprofit organizations, they're actually there to help you pay your bills if you're in financial trouble. You'll never find them, because they won't be there. People are spending so much money, all the marketing money and everything is spent, on advertising in Google or figuring out their search engine strategy or whatever, their algorithms or whatever, to make sure their product is on the front page, and because they're going to get money from you. So the real help, you'll never see. It's going to be on page 35 or something. Or the other thing, if you're looking for an answer to a question, the problem I see with using Google is that you get the most popular answer. What everybody else is doing. And if everybody else is doing it, doesn't mean it's right. It's mean that we're in big trouble for everybody doing the same thing. What we're doing now isn't good. So that's the other thing. So it's really hard to find the correct answer, or not just the most popular answer, or the kind of help you really need, not help that's people are going to sell you something. So I'm looking for stories like that. So if you have an idea that, hey, I tried to find this and couldn't, and I found it another way, or hey, this sucks, or whatever. Every time I go, I get no help at all. I want to hear those. So I could start building a case and finding ways to help people, get through that nonsense of this information explosion. I mean, I call it sort of like looking for a needle in a Google haystack, So I'm looking for stories that really frustrate you in using the internet, and stories that you really, how you got around that and solved the problem that initially couldn't solve, so we could share it with people. And what I'll do, I'll give you a free 30-day subscription to my new service. That's right. No questions asked. And so if you go to grantsandcrowdfunding.com, that new thing, I mean, that's $60, worth of services, and you could ask our researchers 100 questions a day if you want, and we'll do custom research for you and all that kind of stuff. So we'll give you a free subscription for that, for all the questions that people send and the help they send us about identifying problems in using Google that you solved and problems using Google that you couldn't solve. So help me organize this kind of information so we could figure it out together and tell people how to really use the internet and don't get trapped into just spending money. If you want to spend money, use Google. If you want to solve a problem, you got to think differently. So help me, please, and just send, in the comment section here on YouTube, or send me an email at letsgofreeradio@gmail.com. That's letsgofreeradio@gmail.com, right? And tell me your Google horror story, and you'll get a free subscription to grantsandcrowdfunding.com. Okay, now we're at the third segment of learning how to get money out of the gig economy. And this is where there's full-time jobs, part-time jobs, or one-time jobs, or even no jobs at all, and you just get money out of the stuff you got. And that's part of the sharing economy and peer-to-peer and all these kinds of things. So this section is really how to make money out of your home. Okay? So I got an extra room in my house here. I can make money on this room for travelers. It's called Airbnb, and there's some others that do the same kind of thing. I'm not a hotel, I'm not licensed or whatever, but man, we have an apartment downtown Washington, D.C., and they are throwing money at us. Just a couple of months ago, started doing it. Man, we get thousands and thousands of dollars a month because we only were using it on weekends, and now it's just phenomenal. They take care of everything. It's called Airbnb, AIRBN, as in Nancy, B as in boy. Okay. And it really started just 5 years ago. That's the company that's worth, like $25 billion now. They have 1 million rooms. So that's 1 million people like me that are making money out of extra. They have things like people on Airbnb, like in San Francisco, they put a tent in their backyard and people will pay like $25 a night to sleep in a tent. Nice weather? What the hell? You got a place to wash in the morning. I mean, it's just crazy kind of stuff. And it started with a guy with an air mattress. That's why it's Airbnb. So people don't expect, the Taj Mahal or whatever. And what's neat about it too, I worry about, everything on Airbnb was fancy photographs. I couldn't take photographs. No, they send out a photographer to, take pictures of your room. You don't have to worry about anything. They worry about insurance, they worry about getting paid and everything. And you just keep getting checks. And now here's another interesting thing about it is there's businesses now helping other people. So you go up and down the neighborhood and say, hey, if you have an extra room, let me put it on Airbnb for you, and I'll split the money with you, whatever we get. So you take care of the whole thing. So now see, there's businesses like that cropping up. So I mean, this business is worth $50 billion in 5 years. That's as big as, not 50, it's $25 billion. So that's 2.5 times like Hyatt Hotel. But they only have 2,000 employees, but they have 1 million people that are making money off of it, like I am, and it's all over the world, growing like gangbusters. And everybody reviews. I used to worry about, these people are going to crash the apartment and everything. No, they'll crash Hyatt hotels because they don't care about Mr. Hyatt, right? And Mr. Hyatt doesn't care about you because they just want your money. But now you use somebody like this. Man, people treat our place better than we do. They leave it cleaner than what we left it to them. I used the Airbnb when I traveled to Shanghai, and and the people were so nice. They hooked me up to give speeches and all kind of. I had dinner with the guys at Airbnb this week for a couple of days. Just delightful people to know. So it's like a relative, a friend who's giving you money that you never knew you could get. That's what's neat. And there's another one for boats. It's called boatbound.com. So that's what makes it. Not only maybe you don't have a boat, but people do. And people who have lots of money, they're too lazy, to get a couple extra $1,000 or whatever from their boat because they don't need a couple extra $1,000. You can. You say, okay, I'll split the money with you. I'll give you half the money I get. Let me use your boat, and I'll take care of all the hassle work. See, that's what's going on. That's why, the market and all these people do is have a website. They just have a website. That's it. And they take a percentage, and they have no employees or whatever, but they have 1 million rooms. And that's what's neat about it. So it's a big thing. Hotel. It's disrupting. The old stuff doesn't go away overnight. You're not going to see every hotel disappear. I'm sure they're shrinking, and that's why they're fighting. The hotel people are fighting people like Airbnb with the laws and stuff like that because they hate to see their business. Anybody who has making money now hates to see somebody else take it away from them. So they're going to fight like hell. And you'll see this kind in the news, but it's coming because the consumer likes it. So if the consumer likes it, they have more votes than one company. So eventually, it's going to be, and they'll both be here. It's sort of like, I was thinking like radio back in the 50s. I'm old enough to remember that. And when TV came in, radio will be gone. No, it's still here, but it's just in a different form. So that's it. So that's another section here. And this is section 3. So don't forget we have an introduction on the gig economy I did, and section 1 on jobs, section 2 on specific jobs, and section 3 here on making money at your home or boat. So we got some more too.
Well, you've just finished one of the 8 segments we have on how to make money from the gig economy, shared economy, and peer-to-peer. The first segment is the introduction. The second segment is full-time, part-time, and one-time jobs. The third segment is one-of-a-kind jobs. The fourth segment is money for your home or your boat. The fifth segment is how to get money from your car. Or the sixth segment is money from your closet. There's a lot of money in there you don't know about. And the sixth segment, we said that, money from your closet. The seventh segment is money from all your other stuff. And then there's an eighth segment is money from storing.
Okay, how are you going to make money with the stuff you have around the house? Well, here's a half a dozen websites to help you do that. And one of the big ones, everybody knows about eBay, right? But what I think a lot of people don't realize is that now you don't have to do the hassle. I mean, it would be nice. I mean, sort of like having a garage sale. Well, I can make money if I put all my stuff on the side. Well, I don't want to do that. I got to sit there all day. Or so eBay's the same way. I don't want to figure out how to do all this and figure out how do I get the most money. Well, now eBay does it for you and just collects a percentage of it. Yeah. So like you still get 80% of it. Like now, what I'm going to do is I got a bunch of old question mark suits I don't use anymore. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put them on eBay through this valet service, and it's ebay.com/valet, and I just send them a picture, and they do all the stuff and the marketing and figure out how to get it, and their motive is to make as much money as possible because that's how they make money. And I'm going to take the money and send it to the local library, because I think libraries are still very important. They're helping people do things like this. Like if you don't know how to set up a SD store or something like that, your local library will help you do that, instead of hiring somebody, to do that. So I'm really supporting it, and I got a bunch of old question mark suits, a little too big and baggy for me because I'm exercising too much. And so I'm going to do it that way. But here's another website, us.zilok, us.zilok.com. And that is where you could rent out your stuff. In other words, what they say is like there's 80 million power tools, that we have, but the average use of a power tool is 13 minutes. So in other words, you buy an electric drill, some fancy, and went to Hardware City or whatever, a hardware store, and bought this fancy thing, and you did the little job on the wall, and it sits there. Well, you can make money for that. All this stuff, golf clubs you don't use, most as much as you should, or anything, an ex-wife, somebody should use. All this kind of stuff. This is what this is, us.zilok. You're going to go camping. You just need camping stuff, for one time. Why go out and buy it when you could sort of like rent it from somebody who's just sitting in their basement, and they pay the freight and all this kind of stuff, and for you to put on the website costs you nothing. You only have to pay the website when you get money, and they take care of all the transaction, and they got people looking at their website all the time looking for stuff, to get like this. So that's typical. That's a great idea for the shared economy. Why do we, like in a neighborhood, we used, just thinking of one lawnmower for the whole neighborhood, and stuff like that. Or here's another interesting thing, ediv, edivv.com. Now, this is cosmetics. I didn't know. It surprised me. I did an interview with these people too. Women particularly, get so much cosmetics, for free, and they go in the stores and they get little packages of the mail. And so they have mountains of this stuff. So you put it on here, and people will trade it, or you could sell it, or whatever, for the cosmetics you aren't using. It's a great place for someone who's looking for cosmetics. Instead of going to the store and buying what they need, they can get it by trading their own, or just buying for a fraction of the price that way. So it's a way for you to get rid of all the old cosmetic. And here's an interesting website, Yerdle, YERDLE.com. And that's where no money is involved. But if you're looking for something, you need a new backpack or something, well, you put your stuff on Yerdle, And then when somebody wants it, you get points because they want it. And then the points you go to get something else that you need. So it saves you spending money by getting away your old stuff to use those points to get stuff that you would have paid money for. So that's a cool way to live. And that's really the shared economy, peer-to-peer. It's individuals, that are doing this. And if you have a clearinghouse like this where millions of opportunities, you're trying to do it with just your neighbor, the chance of him having something that you want and you having something they want, is very small. But you got millions of people doing this. Shit, yeah, I want that. I was about to buy that, but I don't know this. I don't need this. So there's somebody on that, platform that wants that, And so they take that and you get the points so you could buy that you want and save a bunch of money. And then here's another cool one, I think, is Web Thrift Store, WebThriftStore. Now this is a thrift store for any nonprofit. Man, it's great. If you are a nonprofit, you put your stuff on there, your website, because then people could put stuff on this website. Somebody else will buy it because they want it, and you get the money as the nonprofit. See, or if you have stuff you don't want, you get a tax deduction. So you're putting it on there for a nonprofit to use, and to get money from it because somebody will buy it. So you wanted to, like these suits, I could have done it and put it on this site for a nonprofit. So somebody wants it, pays money, and it goes to a nonprofit on the that it's set it up. And it's also what the website is great for. Any nonprofit could set up a thrift store and not have to worry about it. It's all online. Somebody's taking care of everything, the money, the handle, the transaction. And see, the person in the middle just takes a percentage of the transaction fee, sort of like a banker, but a lot less. That's it. And here's a great website, I think. This is called Cronnexions, CRONNECTION.com. And it's really offers skills, time, and stuff. So you want to borrow a tennis racket, fine. But also you could put stuff on there like, hey, you know what I love doing? Fixing golf clubs. I do it in my spare time, and I'll fix it for somebody else, for a price. You put that on there, and now you're making money, because somebody else wants that. Or you know what I could do is help people learn Spanish in my spare time. And you put that on there. People buy that. Things like that. So it's a wonderful place to put stuff, to put skills, to put whatever. I love polishing jewelry. Send me your and whatever. I mean, all kind of crazy. You look on this and you'll see that all kinds of things crazy people love to do and they love to share it. So it's a way to test ideas for a business even, But really what you're doing is getting money for the things you love to do. And that's what's cool. And it's worldwide, so it's anywhere. And that's why it's creating opportunities for everybody all over the world and for you. Things you never thought about because you walk outside every day, you never think of this kind of stuff. So that's why you have to start learning. This is going to just keep exploding and getting bigger and bigger all the time. Now this is the sixth item we cover in the gig economy and the shared economy and peer-to-peer. And we have one more, the seventh, and it's really on storing stuff for other people. We're running out of room to store our stuff. So you could do that and make money at it too. And don't forget, the introduction to this is very good because I take some time in explaining why this is exploding and how beneficial it is and how risk-free it is and how important it is to our economy. Sure, it's not going to overtake the whole world. Everything that we're doing now isn't going to go away, but it's slowly going to diminish, and this is going to keep increasing and increase and increase. Millions of new jobs are created this way every day and ways to make money, and they're all non-traditional. So the big fat cats are not going to tell you about them because they're making money the old way. So you got to find out about this stuff so you can make money in the new way because that's what's going to grow.
Well, you've just finished one of the 8 segments we have on how to make money from the gig economy, shared economy, and peer-to-peer. The first segment is the introduction. The second segment is full-time, part-time, and one-time jobs. The third segment is one-of-a-kind jobs. The fourth segment is money for your home or your boat.
Okay, here's how to make money with your car. Right? Most of us have cars yet, but that may change. Fewer people. Except my kids don't even want cars yet, but they live downtown. But there are so many ways, and they say that cars now, we only use our car about like 8, 9, 10% of its time. So that means 90% of the time, nobody's doing it. So that's why they call it a share economy. You could share your car with other people and make money out of it. Yeah. And the biggest thing is Uber. Okay, now this is one of the biggest things in our country now for the shared economy. I mean, that's the company that's worth $50 billion. $50 billion, you know, that's like Federal Express, you know. But they have 1 million people that are making money from that. So Uber is a company, you know, worth $50 billion, the same as Federal Express. It's only been around about 5 years, you know. It only has like 2,000 employees, but it has 1 million people making money from it. You know, their website. So it's a website and 2,000 people, but there's 1 million people making money from it on the website. See, that's why I think that is so important. This is where the jobs are. They're not in traditional businesses that hiring employees. They're things like this that people make money on it, and it's more flexible. It's less stress. You don't have a lousy boss. You just work if you want, when you want, how you want, you know, all this kind of stuff. But Uber, and also people making $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year, depending on the city. They even have programs I've seen they have where they help you buy a car for cities they really need people. They're planning to hire like 1 million more women in the next few years as drivers. So it's not only, you know, a guy thing, you know. And God, I mean, when you're in a taxi, you know, you want to drive a taxi. I mean, you don't know who's going to get in your car and stuff like this. Man, everybody who uses Uber has to give their credit card ahead of time, you know, has to fill out a form and everything, so everybody knows everybody else. And if they don't treat your car nice, you write them up on Uber, everybody sees it, and they'll never get picked up again. So that's why people are more careful, you know, about how they treat you and how you're treated and things like that. So that's why I think this is so self-regulated. You know, it's sort of like dealing with your aunt or your mother-in-law all the time. Just like Airbnb, I feel like I'm staying at my mother-in-law's house and I have to make the bed in the morning because they'll think I'm a bad person if I don't. And it's the same with Uber and cars. Now, Uber is just one company, U-B-E-R. Another one is Lyft, L-Y-F-T. That's another big company. They're in most of the major cities. You know, so find out about the other people with the mustaches on the car. And a lot of drivers work for both. That's another way. Flight car. That's interesting because this is where if you go to the airport and you drop off your car and take a flight somewhere, instead of just dropping off in the parking lot and paying parking, you just drop off to your terminal. There's a guy there, picks it up, takes it and rents your car, washes your car, and you don't pay parking, and you make money when you land because they rented it out and made some money for you. It doesn't get better than that, does it? So that's Flightcar, FLIGHTCAR.com. Relay rides, okay, your car sitting in the garage, other people will use it, yep. And so there's a platform. Millions of people are coming to this platform to look, hey, I need a car just for a day, 2 days, an hour, or whatever. Instead of going to Hertz and all this kind of, no, you. And so it cuts out all the middleman, the bureaucracies and everything. So they're getting a deal because it's cheaper they can get at Hertz, and you're making money that you never thought you would have before. People making like $300-400 a month, yeah, just on their cars when they're not using it. Just Share It. That's another one that does this, you know, and that's for cars. Get Around, Getaround. I mean, people on that one are making up to $10,000 a year. You know, and you know the incomes will vary, but that's what I mean. It is there. That's the possibility. You know, everything is, you know, nothing's guaranteed like that. How much exactly you're going to make, but man, if you don't try, and the most important thing, it costs you nothing to try. That's the important thing about this. You don't have to pay anything. That's why all these things about how to make money on the internet, man, no, they want money from you. That's stupid. This is money, you know, on the internet that you don't charge it. You don't have to pay anybody. Okay, here is Karma Carpool. CARMACARPOOL. Okay, this is like if you have seats and you're commuting every day, you can have somebody help you with that on Karma Carpool. Or Zimride. This is what I like. ZIMRIDE. It is like when you're going out and traveling somewhere, you could fill the seats and have people pay for the gas on Zimride. But it's run through social media, and you could check out what kind of people they are, what their interests are, whatever, they relate to you or whatever. So you don't want an old, a 75-year-old cigar smoker or whatever the heck it is, who just wants to hear classical music. You don't want to drive to Florida and listen to that all day. So it's a way to do that. And that's what's so cool about it. It's a way to qualify people better, make matches better. I mean, look at all the people that are now on eHarmony and OkCupid and all these kinds of things that are really getting married. This stuff works. It just is a platform. Everybody goes to the same place. We used to have bars for that, but we don't. We get more coverage, when millions of people are on a website. Here's another thing, even for your bicycle. You're not using your bicycle. Well, you can make deliveries with your bicycle and make money. Rush.uber, UBER.com. And that's another way to make money. It is delivering. See, so many packages delivery. Now, everybody wants everything tomorrow. So, like retail, I don't know about your malls where you live. Our malls are shrinking. Nobody's going to a mall anymore because they're buying online, right? So, the biggest mall in the country, Amazon, and they deliver like tomorrow. And when they get drones, they'll deliver today. So now the local people are competing, and they'll use services like this. Hey, no, don't go to Amazon and wait 2 days or whatever. No, I'll deliver it today. And they use rush.uber.com to do these. So it's local retailers are getting into that fast delivery business. And so you don't even have to go to a mall. Why waste an hour going back and forth to the mall to buy something when boom, you get it delivered? And then you can make money at it being one of the deliver people, right? No licensing, no nothing. Fill out a form on the internet and you're there, and that's what's neat. And you're going to get paid because they already have the money from the people who are giving the money, and you don't have to worry about it. So that's how to make money with your car. Another segment we did on how to make money with your house and your boat. And then one on special kind of jobs that are over there, and then also any kind of job, full-time, part-time, or one of a kind. So the car is our fourth item, and we have an introduction. So you want to know more about the gig economy, we have an introduction on this, telling you what's good and bad and why it's going to be important now and even grow in importance in the future. And next, we're going to tell you how to make money out of your closet. Amazing. I mean, one of my bedrooms here, there's a lot of good stuff in my closet there. I got to make money on it. So watch.
Well, you've just finished one of the 8 segments we have on how to make money from the gig economy, shared economy, and peer-to-peer. The first segment is the introduction. The second segment is full-time, part-time, and one-time jobs. The third segment is one-of-a-kind jobs. The fourth segment is money for your home or your boat. The fifth segment is how to get money from your car. Or the sixth segment is money from your closet. There's a lot of money in there you don't know about. And the sixth segment, we said that, money from your closet. The seventh segment is money from all your other stuff. And then there's an eighth segment is money from storing other people's stuff. Wow! So learn how to make money in the new economy and learn all the ways to do it.
Okay, this is the fifth way that you can make money without you doing nothing, almost, in the new gig economy, or the peer-to-peer economy, or the shared economy, all this stuff that's happening on the internet. I did a big introduction on this topic, so you understand what's going on in the world, and all the new jobs are being created this way as opposed to traditional. So these are non-traditional jobs, and we covered, how to get a one-time job, part-time job, full-time job, or websites that specialize only in certain kinds of jobs, and then also how to get money from your house or your boat and stuff like that. Lots of ways money. And your car. And now we're talking about closet. These are websites that for clothes. You can make money off all this stuff. We all buy clothes, man. You should see my closet now. that I'm a clothes whore, so that's the reason we have an apartment downtown. I like keeping the house just as a closet almost. So this is nuts. So there's a way to share it. There's websites to do that. And then remember, all these things don't cost you money to do. That's why it's so important. So many of the other websites that promise you how to make money on the internet and everything, all these people are charging you money, and that's nuts. How to make money at home, and screw them. Don't get involved in any of that stuff. Try all these free ways first, because these are the shared economy. There's platforms, there's websites now that make this so easy, because what they live on is just a share of the money you make. So they just make a little percentage from whatever money you get. If you don't get money, they don't get money. And if you don't get money, you don't pay anything. So it's great. Now here's the first one for the closet. It's called Thread Flip. ThreadFlip. And what you get is, like, they'll take your clothes, put it on the website. You just take a picture. And if you sell it, then you get 80% of what somebody will buy for it. And they only get 20%. And here's another one like that, Tredsey, TRADSEY.com. Now it's another thing. And so you don't even send it till it's paid, till you get money, and things like that. And a lot of it is for luxury items, so higher end clothes. I mean, they're not going to just trying an old pair of sneakers may be tough to do, but you never know. You could try. Or here's one for pre-owned luxury goods, and it's VESTIRE. That is available, and it's pre-owned luxury goods. I mean, it's great for the buyer too. They're getting a $1,000 gown or a $100 pair of shoes for a fraction of the price, and you're not using it anywhere more, so what the heck? Or renttherunway.com. Rent the One Way. They have 4 million people that want to buy this way. So they got 4 million people that want to buy this way. So if you have stuff in your closet, put it on there. Or another one, Style Lend. STYLELEND, and I did an interview with a young woman who was really a model. That she had all these fancy clothes she used to get for free because she was a model and missed having them. So she wanted to get for other, and this is a lending site. So you don't sell them here. You put them on there, and they use them for the party, and they send it back to you. And the website takes care of all the middle stuff. So you're making money out of them borrowing your clothes, not buying your clothes. So so if you paid something for a hefty price for something, you want to get more mileage out of it, that's the way to do it. Don't keep spending money going to big affairs. Use it for other people to spend money going to big affairs and have something new to wear from your site. So that's another thing. That's a shared economy, peer-to-peer. So it's not going to some big organization or company that does this. It's from another person like you somewhere else, in the world even. And the website makes it even, and the website, levels the whole playing field for all of us to take advantage of and to use all these resources that we're not using elsewhere, and we can now, and the internet makes it happen like nowhere before. So that's the fifth item of this, and then plus the introduction. And next we're going to talk about how to make money on all your other stuff that you have, because there's money sitting all over in your life that you have no idea where it's at and how to get the money from it. And now there's platforms, that you could easily get the money for it. So watch the next one.
Well, you've just finished one of the 8 segments we have on how to make money from the gig economy, shared economy, and peer-to-peer. The first segment is the introduction. The second segment is full-time, part-time, and one-time jobs. The third segment is one-of-a-kind jobs. The fourth segment is money for your home or your boat. The fifth segment is how to get money from your car. Or the sixth segment is money from your closet. There's a lot of money in there you don't know about. And the sixth segment, we said that, money from your closet. The seventh segment is money from all your other stuff. And then there's an eighth segment is money from storing other people's stuff. Wow! So learn how to make money in the new economy and learn all the ways to do it.
Okay, here's another way that the internet is disrupting established businesses, like the parking business or the storage business, right? Because the internet puts people together who have places to park or places to store your things, and they're not just big businesses, where you have to pay a lot of money to do this. They're individuals who, gosh, they're going to live the same whether they get extra money or not from the, taking care of your stuff. And so it's bonus for them. And more importantly, see, the website evens the playing field, because ordinarily for you to store your stuff in somebody else's house or something that doesn't have has extra room to store your stuff, you'd be worried what's happening and things like that. Well, see, the platform, the website takes care of insurance and payments and all this kind of stuff that makes it easier for the person providing the service or the place, and the person has stuff that they want to put somewhere. Just some guy on Craigslist, you don't know if they're going to run off with it. But here it's all a heck of a lot more secure than it would be just finding somebody on the classified. Now here's some of the ones. Here's something called ParkCirca, ParkCirca. So .com. You go there, you're looking for parking space, right? Wow. This is cool. Individuals that have parking space, they're not using it all the time. So they make money with their unused parking spaces, like in front of their house or their garage or whatever. That's the way to make money. Another one like that is called Just Park, JUSTPARK. P-A-R-K, spell to use this stuff, Or here, sharemystorage.com. Storage space. The storage space business is now $12 billion. And there's 48,000 companies, these self-storage companies. I mean, you drive around the suburbs anywhere. There are all these places, or even downtown. Store your stuff here. Store your stuff. Man, you got an empty room? Man, make money of it and store somebody's stuff. And you go on the website, it's all handled for you, and you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. All the detailed stuff it would drive you nuts. See, the details are all taken care of for you because of the website, and they take a small percentage. What the heck? When I sold books, I used to give anybody half the money that I would get from the customers to sell my book for me. Like a bookstore, that's what they get. They get half the money, and the publisher or the writer like me, if I used a publisher, I'd get 5%. If I published it myself, I would get 50% of that money the bookstore had. So here, they get only 5, 10, 15% or whatever, and you get all the rest, and that's what's cool. Or Roost, R-O-O-S-T. Now, they handle both parking spaces and storage. Man, you gotta look at this stuff because it's options. It's cheaper for you to use something like this instead of a big company has to pay for overhead and all this other kind of stuff. People have the space anywhere. That's where the ideas of the shared economy comes from. Because we're sharing stuff that nobody's using now. So why don't we become more efficient? That way, we make money out of it too. That's what's needed. That's why it's peer-to-peer. It's not dealing with some bureaucracy we don't care about. Avis Rent-A-Car. I deal with you, and I now see you face to face when I pick up my car, and I'm going to be nice to that car because I want you to be. You're going to review me as an individual, and I'll review you as an individual. And so that's why people say, "Oh, the internet is going to make people more remote." No, I think it's bringing people a lot closer together because I'm dealing with individuals. The person who's staying in our apartment that we put on Airbnb for the days we're not using it, a delightful person. I had dinner with him and his daughter the other night and just had a wonderful time. From Canada, I would have never run into these people before. And so it's really making the world, I think, a lot more richer, not more remote, that they say. So I have 7 items like this on how to make money with the gig economy and the shared economy and peer-to-peer economy. So there's 7 of them. The last one we just did was on storing people. And then the introduction to all of this. It's about 10, 15-minute introduction showing you the scope of this economy and where it's going and how important it is and what you should know about it. And start learning. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. And the closer closer you are on the ground floor, the better it is, because that's when it's growing the most. You get the most advantage out of anything. In 5 years from now, you'll need a PhD in gig economy or a PhD in peer-to-peer. Now, man, you just fill out the form, you got it. So keep learning. It's fun out there.
Well, you've just finished one of the 8 segments we have on how to make money from the gig economy, shared economy, and peer-to-peer. The first segment is the introduction. The second segment is full-time, part-time, and one-time jobs. The third segment is one-of-a-kind jobs. The fourth segment is money for your home or your boat. The fifth segment is how to get money from your car. Or the sixth segment is money from your closet. There's a lot of money in there you don't know about. And the sixth segment, we said that, money from your closet. The seventh segment is money from all your other stuff. And then there's an eighth segment is money from storing other people's stuff. Wow! So learn how to make money in the new economy and learn all the ways to do it.
Okay, if you watch more than just one of my videos, you probably ran into a video where I talk about crowdfunding. I've done about 1,000 or more videos over the last couple of years, and a lot of them have to do with crowdfunding. I talked about 700 people. And the two big sites for raising money on crowdfunding are probably Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Now, but there's 1,000 crowdfunding sites out there, So that's why it really is, everybody wants to, might as well go to the big one. Well, maybe you might as well not. The problem with the big ones is you go there and they're so big, you can't get help. They're big bureaucracies already. And that's why these little ones, like the one we're going to talk to now, the interview you're going to see, now this guy has a 60% success rate of people who get the money they're asking for. 60%. These big guys are like if they get 40%, So this is a 50% higher success rate than the big guys. And this guy already has like 10,000 projects on it. And so he's able to give individual attention. And that's why how he's building this business is making sure everybody's got individual attention, to learn how to do this. And remember, when you do any of these things, it costs nothing. So even if you fail, that's why I think the greatest thing about crowdfunding, it's a great place to fail because it costs you nothing and you learn so much. You get feedback from the community, whatever, not just relatives and friends. They don't know what they're talking about. It's the people out there, who are really going to buy stuff or whatever, or really want to help you, and they just love the idea and they want to be involved in it, and they send you money. That's what's so neat about crowdfunding. Maybe now, you only need 100 people, 50 people or whatever, or 500 people. Man, when you think of the world, there's billions of people on the internet. So you can probably find, 50 people or so, to help you. Among your friends, maybe not. There'll be few who feel sorry for you and really don't know what to understand what the hell you're doing. But there are people out there that really get it. And that's what you could do. And that's what the crowdfunding sites are great. Man, they help you find people that really get what you're talking about, and want to support it. We all want to help. We all want to give in this society. And we all want problems to be solved, And that's what's neat about crowdfunding. It gets it out there for other people to see and evaluate and to help you do projects that are interesting to them. It doesn't have to be interesting to everybody. Look, we have a planet of 6 billion people. And you only need 50. That's all you need to be a success. That's what's great about it. So watch this interview. Remember that this website has a 50% higher success rate, for getting money, and they already have 10,000 products. And another thing, no fraud. Everybody thinks, people are going to rip me off on the internet and everything. Man, and I hear very little to none about frauds on even all these other big sites and everything. And I'm sure it happens or whatever, but hardly at all. And this site has zero. Talk to the owner. He's here. Now, I'll watch this and listen. And whether we use his site or somebody, may investigate. This is a great thing to happen. Remember, Obama just a couple of weeks ago raised money, for the immigrant, the refugee problem, because he couldn't get money in fast enough from Congress. So that's why he goes and does a crowdfunding campaign. You get over the bureaucratic hurdles in life and just go direct to the people. Well, Rick Chen of Pozible, Pozible.com, and you're from Australia. Maybe that's why you don't know how to spell, do you? It's not possible, it's possible. But you're making possible or possible. You're making anything possible with your website. And it looks like we have to go to someone 7,000 miles away to figure out exactly what a crowdfunding website should look like. You guys have an incredible site.
Thank you very much.
And you accept projects from all over the world, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, absolutely. We have actually users coming from 105 different countries. So
Wow.
It is a very, big sort of world out there, and we work with the majority of the major currencies. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean that's good. On the internet, I run into people all over the world. Even though it seems most of them are in the U.S., but a lot of people from underdeveloped countries would love to get started on this and try to figure out how to do it. And now we have a place that and the most amazing thing. I mean, particularly, and I talked to a lot of people who don't really know a lot about crowdfunding and stuff, and. God, they're worried about, hey, is this stuff real? People are going to steal my money. And you have 10,000 projects, and not a single person ran off with anybody's money, huh?
No, yeah, definitely. That's one of the things that we work very hard towards to make sure things go smooth, and we vet projects to make sure they are trustworthy, and then they agree with the identity, verify before they can use the site to make sure our server doesn't get, our user doesn't get problems later. Yeah.
Also, you appear to be a lot less complicated and convoluted. Some of these crowdfunding sites I see, I mean, they get a manual that's big as a government IRS document or something that you have to figure out, and everything on your site is very easy to understand. It's well designed. Yeah.
We spend a lot of time to sort of simplify the process and make sure it's easy enough for people to understand. And so that's kind of, because, as a new concept, sometimes it's kind of difficult to get a grip of what it is exactly. So that's what we, kind of trying to make it happen, yeah.
And what's neat about your site, it's really, you could use it for anything, right? I mean, whether it's business or your community, you want a new sidewalk or anything. And do people use it much for just, financial problems they may have, paying a health bill, things like that too?
Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of projects using as a personal direction. So quite often, with medical bills and with tuition fees, let's say, I want to study somewhere, and then I need, some tuition fees. And sometimes a friend gets robbed in their house, so a few other people help them to, get rebuilt. Yeah.
And you have a very high success rate. It looks like almost 60% of the people who put on a program make their goal.
Yes, we do. Yeah, that's something that we're really proud of. We have the highest success rate among all platforms.
Really? That's what I thought. I never saw anybody this high before. So again, I got to go 7,000 miles away from home to figure out how this stuff really works or should work for everybody. Yeah. And why do you think that is true with you guys?
One of the reasons I believe is that we tend to work very closely with the project creators. So that's one of the things. Yeah. Number one reason for crowdfunding campaigns to fail, didn't reach the target, is most of them don't really know how to work. So they start learning when they launch the campaign. So kind of a bit late. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So
we
you
try to
hold
educate
hands
the project
more.
creators.
I'm sorry. So you holding hands of the people more than other people, I guess. So that's what beginners need. You mean, you feel?
Absolutely. Yeah,
And
because most of the time they'll be doing their first crowdfunding campaign they ever done. So like anything else, you're gonna learn how to work to make sure it's easy.
First time up bat, you don't hit a home run, do you? You got to learn how to swing it. And I don't know if people realize, but over your left shoulder is a beautiful work of art. That's your artwork, huh?
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, look at that deer or reindeer. What is it? Is that what you call it in Australia, or do they have another word for that?
Just deer.
Right. Oh dear. So you're really an artist and a computer designer, and just out of school, and you have this idea, and pow, you got like, what is it, like $40 million worth of stuff went through your website already.
Yeah. It's been a great sort of ride actually. I don't see this thing as anything different to be honest. I guess I'm educated in school to build websites pretty much. So it's kind of just what I do. So
You don't think it's special, man. So you have 10,000 people, sites. So that means you have 6,000 people who got money from your website to do something that was from their heart. They always wanted to do. So you're giving Christmas to 6,000 people already. They never knew they could do something until they found your website and rocked the money. 6,000 people. Where else? I mean, you just don't build a website. You're affecting 6,000 people. The White House couldn't do that today,
yeah, I agree. Definitely. It's been very enjoyable sort of process to work with people to help them out with whatever they do, and then you get that sense of satisfaction yourself as well. So it's a great thing to do. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, boy, I mean, to have that one-on-one almost feeling of helping somebody, nothing better than that. I mean, and giving Christmas presents to people, 6,000. I mean, the most selfish thing in the world to me is giving. So here you are giving 10,000 people, a chance to get Christmas presents, and you do it 60% of the time. I mean, wow! Never die. You hear that, Rick? Never die. Keep doing this. We got a lot of people left for you to make happy. Oh, that's terrific. So you just log on the site. How long does it usually take, you think? What can we tell people the kind of time invested to just get it up and running, not to market it or anything, just to.
Yep, just to set up the campaigns, relatively easy. I would say if you're computer savvy, let's say, it'll probably take you a day to set it all up.
How much?
A day.
A day. And so if it's 2 days, where else are you going to get a day and a half work or something like that to to get $5,000, $10,000, $30,000, man. There's nowhere else in the world you can do that. That's why this is so neat what you do, and I think the opportunity is. Now, how is this tax-wise? I mean, the person raised the money on that. Do they pay taxes, or is it you pay the taxes?
Oh, normally speaking, I think it's different from people to people. But normally speaking, if you're selling something, which is highly the case that on crowdfunding platforms, that this income might be a taxable income, and so you're gonna have to claim pay tax on that. But again, you could claim a lot of things back.
Right.
So it's actually, so it's probably easier to really talk to an accountant.
Right, exactly. But I mean that's what I always think. Having a business is the best tax advantage everywhere. Because you use your car for business, so you're writing off part of that. You're using your house a little bit for business. You're writing off part of that. So. Yeah, so the goal, most small businessmen don't pay taxes, but they live very well. and that's the key. Well, you're a delight, Rick. Thank you so much for being there, and nice to talk to you down there. And you got spring, and we got fall, and the leaves are all brown now here, and you're going to be surfing out on the beach soon.
Well, come down to Australia. We're very welcome.
I will. I got to get my butt down there. I've never been. I would love to. And find you, it's Pozible, POZIBLE.com. And you see Rick's work of art. And he probably has that reindeer on his website somewhere you could see too, right? Thank you so much, Rick. Take care down under there.
Thank you, Matthew. Good to talk to you.